figure out how to do these things, and
Can
then
anyone
this is
access
readily
these?
available. This is a Homeland Security website. In fact, I sent him the link so you guys can have access to this. This is an interesting thing when we talk about freight efficiency, something that Barry's going to talk about later on. Doing air numbers for freight is just horrendously expensive. This is, I can't remember what that says there. This is actually, yeah, well, it's gas, but it's energy. It's basically something like pounds per
Kilowatt hours per
kilowatt
kilometer.
hour. So it's energy per pound per mile, except this is a British study, so you'll see it in kilometers. But as you can say, shipping things by ship is extremely cheap. Shipping by rail is extremely cheap. Road is getting way, I mean, look at how much, that's like 10 times more expensive, something like that. And then air is just huge up here. So that shows you why we want to be stuck down here, and I'm sure Barry is well aware of that. Go ahead. So, if you're a ship, use Barry's box. Go ahead. So here's our lovely high-speed rail project. So, as you can see, I almost voted against it just because I went to USC and I hate these colors. But,
Blue and gold for.
UCLA's color.
yeah, UCLA and Berkeley, so
Okay.
I'd rather just, I
Okay.
almost call it killer.
Could we
Yes,
have
sir.
the lights turned down so we
Oh,
can see
sure,
what's
I'm
up
sorry.
there?
I don't know how to operate the lights.
Hang on.
I'm almost to the end, but, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So go ahead and go to the next one. So when we talk about vehicle efficiency, see that number down there? That's high-speed rail. High-speed rail is extremely efficient for moving people. You know, look at these southern, you know, so if you go by Learjet, unbelievable. A car with just one person in it is here. Even if you put two people in it, it's only down here. Look at how more efficient it is to keep people on high-speed rail. Not only does that mean that you're using less energy to do that, but your emissions are so much lower when you use high-speed rail.
Is that assuming a full train?
I do not know, what does it say? Does it say full? It's probably a full train.
Yes.
But even if you, I mean, even if you know, half train, even third train, you're still only going to be up here. Go ahead.
Is there a possibility that you could email us your presentation?
If it's okay with him, I'll put it up on the website and I'll put you the link.
And I also sent him, I believe, almost all the references.
Yeah,
that uses.
which is already up on the website.
This is a really interesting book that this guy put together. His name's McKay, and he's from England. And his document is called something like Sustainability Without All the Hot Air. And this guy is incredible, the amount of detail that he went into about everything about energy, where you get it, how you use it, how you don't waste it, how to conserve it. Just, if you're interested in energy, if
Do you have just regular, like light rail, or just current Amtrak, other than just high speed on there? I
this
can't
was,
read any of
oh,
those.
let's see, I think there is
Tiny.
some in here.
There is an electric train right next to the.
Here's electric train, coach, that's buses, electric trains right here. So that's electric car. So anyway, yeah, they have some of the other numbers here, but you know, the idea is that, hey, they're all down here. And you drive by car, you're here, if you're all by yourself, you're up here. So you go up and down I-5, all by yourself.
So whether it's, following up on that, whether it's an enhanced Amtrak or whether it's high-speed rail,
Light rail, whatever.
any type of rail is going to be toward that bottom, not
Exactly,
necessarily.
yeah, as we mentioned in the shipping.
Okay.
Especially the electric train is gonna be way down at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Amtrak.
the problem we have here locally with light rail is that we don't have the population to really support that.
In the valley or in the state?
Well, here,
Same.
you know, you go to the major metropolitan areas, you go to LA, or you go to the Bay Area, and they got light rail, they got, you know, go to the Bay Area, they've
Oh,
got,
I see.
they've
Light
got
rail.
4 or 5 different ways of
Right.
public transportation. And it's real difficult for us to do that because of the low population we have.
I have another question, I don't mean to monopolize,
Sorry.
but I just want to make sure that we're exploring these various options. So if we were to expand the freeways, widen freeways, so that we have higher vehicle capacity, we would still be up in the, and it would exacerbate that number, or?
Well, yeah, if you put more people here, as opposed to more people here, just gonna be, it just is a crazy number.
I think expanding rail travel is preferable to expanding the auto travel.
Even if you're doing Amtrak down here. you
Right.
know.
But yeah, that was the question I had. You said that we do not have the population to support Amtrak.
Light
No, I
rail,
meant light rail.
Light
I
rail.
meant light rail here I mean,
Right.
that's my personal.
Right, so then how would we get the population to support a high-speed rail?
I think it's talking about the light rail
I'm
in the
not-
city.
No, I think, yeah.
And I wanna make something clear, is number one, I'm not a consultant for high-speed rail authority, okay? I am not a traffic engineer, and I am not an economist, okay? I'm a civil engineer, and I sort of do projects during the day. So this is sort of interesting, this is stuff that I've sort of learned along the way.
Okay.
When I talk about these report cards, I chaired the Kern County Infrastructure Report Card Committee. And right now, I'm chairing the report card.
No, it's a very good and a very interesting, slide here.
Yes,
It tells us that, usage of energy by various means of
yep,
transportation.
yep.
And it shows us that the rail is at the bottom or shipping is at the bottom. I think
Yeah.
that is
So-
something that we should
So
know
when it
about.
came to vote for high-speed rail, you go through all the stuff, and when I looked at that chart, that's what made me vote for high-speed rail.
Yeah. Last week, because we were all talking about, the last meeting we had, we were talking at, one of our county supervisors, Ray Watson, was here.
Yes,
And he proffered a concept of, in order to minimize the cost and maximize the opportunities, were to connect the LA Metro with the BART. And I thought that was a great concept, because the BART and the LA Metro are already there, and that would be the highest construction, areas for the high-speed rail. But it's something to think about, in order to, minimize the,
I would agree personally with Ray's evaluation. And that is because you've already got three commuter corridors going up the peninsula. What are you gonna need another one for? I mean, if you put in high-speed rail, they're gonna have 5 stops on going up the peninsula. They're not gonna go, they might go, 60 miles an hour? They already got trains that go 60 miles
right,
an hour.
yeah.
So, to me, hey, take that thing, tie it either tie it into Gilroy or tie it into San Jose, and let them take something else first.
Yeah,
And
that's what
that's my personal opinion.
I thought it was a great, when I heard him say that, I thought, that's brilliant, that's the way you
And
answer.
to me, I have the same opinion for the Southern California area, because you people in Anaheim, they're gonna get downtown LA in 20 minutes. Well, I understand they wanna get there fast. But high-speed rail was never intended to be a commuter service.
Right.
Intended to be a long-haul deal. So.
That's what Governor Rick Scott decided. Instead of high-speed rail, they decided to put a commuter train.
Sure.
In
And
the
of
center of
course,
Florida.
When I go back to those other numbers that I had a long time ago about how many hours it costs Bakersfield and how much money it costs us, you go back and look at LA, I mean, they're huge. I mean, they're just off the charts
Yes.
compared to what we do. And I don't know if Richard Chapman may have brought something like that, so he
Yeah.
on his website, he's got a chart that does say, even though this is what we lose in Bakersfield, in these other areas, they're sky high.
Well, besides that, let it be, with the big chunk is what's most important, we'll be more mature 10, 15 years from now to look at that decision, so why waste our energy?
Well, to me, and in the opinion of the Current Transportation Foundation, we do need to have a high-speed rail. Now, there's all kinds of controversial issues, and we're not traffic people. I'm not as smart as Troy. And so, but it seems obvious to me when I look at that we have to have that train. Now, I love to take Amtrak. I go to Sacramento, I take Amtrak. I love it. If I go to San Jose, I take, I go up to Stockton, cut across, come back down again. I love it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead, I've just got a couple. So here's all of our report cards. Obviously, you can see that they're all lousy, and they're all lousy because we don't maintain our infrastructure, and we don't increase our investment in infrastructure. This is going to affect the quality of our life, health, safety, welfare of our people, and we will not be economically competitive with these kinds of numbers.
Yeah, levees and flood control is a F.
It is. Well, in these numbers here, that's primarily because of the Sacramento Delta. But I mean, when you look at back, what happened back east with Katrina and the most recent floods.
That should be priority though.
Okay, go ahead. Next step. Next step. Oops, one too far. I want you, what do I want you to do? I want you to go talk to your congressman. I want you to talk to your senator, to your state legislator. Say, hey, to me, infrastructure is a priority. We have got to spend money to increase our investment. We have got to spend money to increase our maintenance.
Yeah, but our congressman is Kevin McCarthy, and he's against the high-speed rail.
Well,
that's only
one item. That's a political issue.
Okay, you make a very compelling argument for water.
Yes.
And there was an excellent program about a month ago on CNBC about infrastructure.
So,
And I can't remember whether he was